I thought it was interesting because it felt like at the time, Meghan's team really tried to paint this as another smear campaign by the palace. But in reality, it really didn't, it reflected quite poorly on the palace.
I imagine they will be happy beyond belief. They would get rid of what the late Queen described as the wicked woman, but she was so much worse. She is a destroyer. She destroys everything she touches. The only thing she can't touch is the royal family and everyone's anger. What? One ridiculous and stupid thing I've heard is that Meghan's departure caused the royal family to collapse. Meghan isn't even as precious as the palace cleaner. Meghan Markle is an unremarkable woman, not particularly bright, and a third-rate actress. She has no idea how to wield the kind of power it would take to bring down the Windsors. She and Harry will play around in California and think they are independent for a while, and then Meghan will feel the need to move on, and a broken-hearted Harry will return to his life in England. If Meghan can get the settlement she wants, Harry will get Archie. Otherwise, Meghan will hang on to him in order to try to drain the royal coffers, and sadly, this is what I see for their future. Meanwhile, the royal family of Great Britain will continue on the throne as the annoying Meghan fades away. It is unlikely that Megxit, which refers to Harry and Meghan Markle's choice to stand aside from their responsibilities as senior members of the British royal family, will spell the end of the royal family. Throughout its lengthy history, the royal family has survived numerous scandals and crises, demonstrating perseverance in the face of changing circumstances. While Megxit drew major media attention and sparked concerns about the monarchy's future, the institution is profoundly ingrained in British history and society. The royal family serves a symbolic and ceremonial role in the United Kingdom, and it continues to receive public support and interest. It is worth remembering that the royal family has experienced difficulties in the past, such as the abdication issue in 1936, when King Edward VIII chose to abdicate the throne to Mary Wallis Simpson. Despite the turmoil of the time, the monarchy persevered and adapted to the changes. Finally, the royal family's destiny will be determined by its ability to adapt and remain relevant in an ever-changing world. Individual incidents such as Megxit may spark debate and speculation, but they are unlikely to bring the institution down. Only if she stayed. People are becoming more conscious that severe economic inequality is becoming a major issue. A feudal or caste system, or even a skewed capitalist system, such as the one we currently have in the United States, is an insult to the brains of the majority of people. Meghan promised equality, fairness, and charity activities, but then provided the opposite. She quickly came out as entitled and demanding, and she spent her money foolishly. People were waiting to see if she married for money, prestige, or fame, and our response came quickly and clearly. Meghan wants everything Harry has to give just as much as she loves him. Certain royals have gotten away with similar spending habits, Camilla, for example, but Camilla did not attract attention to her misconduct by referring to herself as a humanitarian. If Camilla wanted to be forgiven by the British public, she had to follow her handler's advice. She passed down the title of princess, for example. This was a sensible choice on her part. Camilla has not gained popularity, yet she has managed to survive. It's surprising given how much most people adored Diana. People have had enough of Andrew. He's a playboy and a non-starter who has once again dragged the family into the mud. Likewise, Fergie has done nothing to improve the royal image. The daughters, while likable, do not exude a royal aura. Anne is as hard-working as her mother, the Queen, but she has been demoted to the world of minor royals and appears content, or at least accepting, with her situation. This leaves Sophie and Edward as the most loyal of the group. Because of his birth order, Edward will always be considered a lesser royal. Unfortunately, you are at the top of the crop. William and Harry are indeed the stars of the performance. Catherine, William's wife, has become the ideal royal wife. She is intelligent, sophisticated, gorgeous, austere, and just enigmatic enough to be intriguing. She is very maternal and devoted to her loved ones. Catherine thoroughly understood what she was entering into and performed her role brilliantly. She is an asset to the monarchy. Meghan arrived with a lot of baggage, and she defined herself via half-truths, falsehoods, and omissions. She concealed her father from Harry and isolated the entire family to save Doria. Her wedding was nothing short of chaotic and completely improper. It was all about Meghan and did nothing to advance Harry or the royal family. Meghan intended to modernize and redefine a centuries-old institution, More importantly, she reveled in her unrestricted financial riches and acted hastily and violently. She exhibited no restraint when it came to clothing, jewels, mansions, private jets, and other displays of affluence. She has now humiliated the Queen by declining invites to visit Balmoral in Scotland because Archie is too little to travel. He did, however, use private planes to see Elton John in the south of France, among other travels. Archie is surprisingly well-traveled for his age. Lying to the Queen is disobedient and highly unacceptable. The royal family's image will be irreparably harmed if they do not confront Meghan promptly. She is not Diana, who was severely emotionally harmed by Charles and Camilla. She has no valid reason to be upset or sullen. She got exactly what she signed up for. Ellen DeGeneres and her wife Portia de Rossi have just revealed that they recently spent time with Meghan and Harry. Meghan desires this world. She intends to settle in Los Angeles with her trophy husband, where she hopes to become the highly paid A-lister she has always wanted to be. These celebrities like having access to Harry, a real-life prince, and Meghan will continue to utilize him to push her own agenda. The problem is that Los Angeles is bland and shallow. I'd like to believe that Harry is above the whole Tinseltown business, but we'll find out shortly. Harry and Meghan enjoy playing the race card. Not true. The Queen greeted Meghan with open arms and treated her mother, Doria, with compassion and respect. In fact, the Queen treated Meghan better than she did Catherine, who had to prove herself for more than a decade. Meghan has exposed her hand. It's best if she leaves the UK. She will cause greater harm to the royal family by remaining. She has demonstrated that she is a diva, and worse. However, the royals must cut off Harry and Meghan's financial support. Most Brits will be outraged if they are paying Meghan and Harry to live the Hollywood lifestyle. They are currently paid extremely well to be working royals. Finally, Meghan apparently whined about being lonely. It is challenging to shift from working 10, 12-hour days to being at home with a baby. This is especially true for women who have babies later in life. It's a big adjustment, no matter how much the new mother adores her precious little kid. Meghan should not hold the royals responsible for the difficulties of first-time motherhood. Most of us do it without nannies or any of the other benefits Meghan has, and we manage very well. Meghan and Harry, it appears, both need to mature. What will they do when they can no longer blame the royals for their unhappiness? You know, actually, when Harry and Meghan left, they were just kicked out by the royal family without making it public with the intention of retaining a bit of honor for them. But what did the traitors do in return for the royal family's kindness? Forever miserable, crazy people. They used those titles to commit a trash and cash ton their family and my royal family. The reason they can add millions to their fortune by smearing their family is because their being Duke and Duchess sells interviews and books and series. They could have used their fame to help Africa, or they could have lived a quiet life with the millions they already had. They wanted out. They were out. There is no reason to attack their family. There is no reason to act like they're the biggest victims in the world when everyone is going through a much worse time. If they're using the titles to do harm instead of help, if they're not representing anyone with their titles, they don't deserve the titles. I used to strongly support them, but now I'm disgusted. They're selling their dirty laundry and hurting their family. Of course, she realized she wasn't received as well by the British as she would have liked, and she kept trying different things in PR companies until she gave up and decided to talk Harry into heading back to Hollywood. That woman smiles broadly at the camera every time. She loves the attention. She used Harry's mother's crash to get him upset, to get him to feel like he needs to run away. I also think she'd have expected to have her mitts on beautiful jewels, but the Queen won't lend her anything. She got fed up with not being the most glamorous one in the family and not getting her way, so she kept talking to Harry about his feelings until he decided to leave. Played the victim card and got him to be her rescuer to swoop in and run away. She also thought she'd be loaded as a royal, but his father has the cash, not Harry. She can't earn money as a royal, so out she went. Well, that's all for today's video. Thank you very much for watching our video. And I want to know what you think about these issues. Please express your opinion in the comments below. Hope you will always be cheerful and happy. Don't forget to support us by liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. Goodbye and see you again in the next videos.